we're well versed from our NBA careers to being in trouble off the court to having baby mama drama to having kids.
What's going on, everybody? So y'all see who we have here, Anessa Sims, who's accusing Matt Barnes of cheating on her with 8 different women.
In late 2009, Dwight Howard fired back at his baby mama after she went public and accused him of being raunchy and repeatedly missing scheduled visits with his son.
He has 3 baby mamas and currently is in a situation where he is fighting paternity for an additional.
So fellas, we're gonna go ahead and talk about a particular topic that most of you all probably are gonna try to avoid watching this video. And I get it, I understand the urge. I understand what men go through on a daily basis. And especially once you reach a certain level of success, you have more access to a lot of things. You have more access to more resources. You have more access to more successful people. You have more access to get into specific places. But most common access that most successful people have are women. Now, number one, we have to be extremely cautious with how we manage and deal with women, fellas. Now, I get it. Again, you want to have a good time, but every man must practice sexual discipline. Before I continue this video, for those who are new to this channel, I'm Jay the Professor. I'm a men's self-improvement coach and motivational speaker. Don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my page. The more you guys hit this like button, the more YouTube is going to push these videos out so people can hear some of the things I have to say and don't want to miss out on these words of wisdom. Now, gentlemen, it is extremely important that you practice sexual discipline. One of the most common issues I notice are amongst athletes. A lot of athletes, especially professional athletes, get themselves caught up in a lot of mess with women.
Drama. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is being sued by 2 separate women who claim he is the father of their children, who were born within 3 months of each other in February and in May of 2023.
Due to reckless behavior. Now, I myself am a former athlete, right? Now, I didn't reach the highest of the highest, but I was an athlete, so I understand the day-to-day grind. I understand what it takes to be a successful athlete. I know what it takes to be a great athlete, right? And the reason why I want to talk about this is because of a story from Matt Barnes. Now, these allegations may be false, but from a recent post, his lady made a post and she tagged every woman that Matt Barnes had an affair with. I don't know if these are true or these may be false, or he might have had an emotional reaction. We don't know the truth, but let's just hypothetically say that this actually happened, because this tends to happen to a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes get themselves caught up with the whole baby mama stuff, just stuff that's just a detriment to your future because of reckless behavior. Now, there are athletes that you do not hear a word because of how they operate.
But you have no kids. Why? Do you want kids ultimately? Do you not want kids?
I mean, that's a big commitment for one. And I always felt like I was just really zoned in on my work, in my alone time, in my free time. Too much for me to like lock in on something like that, you know? And eventually I do want that, but the older I get, I think is the better, because I'm maturing more, knowing myself more, understanding my situation a little bit more. So if I were to invite someone in or combine my life with another person, you know, it'd be perfect at this time, as opposed to me 10 years ago. I wouldn't know what to do. So I think as long as I wait, you know, it's only gonna be for the better.
Athletes, we have to do a better job of protecting our brand. You got to protect your brand a lot better. Athletes have done a horrible job as long as I've watched athletes, professional athletes on TV, a lot of them do a bad job of vetting. A lot of them do a bad job of picking the right woman, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, you look at a YouTube video like myself or any other men's self-improvement coach, and you expect to just make a right decision. No, that's not what I'm saying. But we have to do a better job of really choosing a woman of character as far as long term. Because a lot of these end results that I'm seeing, you can tell that a lot of these athletes are choosing women based off how good they look and they're convenient, right? Now, if you're gonna put a baby in somebody, you gotta make sure that she's an appropriate mother. You gotta make sure that she's the right fit for your future endeavors or future career. Because you know that at your professional sport, that is not gonna last a long time. So, gentlemen, we have to do a better job of choosing the right partner. Not only just that, but we have to limit our reckless behavior. Oftentimes, man, we've seen so many athletes get caught up with having multiple women, having babies with multiple partners, being extremely reckless, and then regretting it later. Getting beat up by child support, getting beat up by all these different allegations coming out of nowhere, all these different women. That is a result of being extremely reckless. Now, I get it. Once you reach a certain level of success, you get a certain level of access to certain types of women that are extremely attractive. But we have to be extremely cautious of the decisions we make. It's really geared towards guys who are about to enter the professional world, and I hope one of y'all see this. But we have to do a better job, fellas, of really vetting women out. Now, I get it. You're in the middle of a grind. You really don't have time for that. I get it. But we have to make smarter decisions as far as that category. Because oftentimes a lot of y'all get caught up in these situations. And then a lot of y'all are having unprotected sexual encounters, which result to having babies out of wedlock. And this trend continues to go on. Now, going back to the Matt Barnes situation. Matt Barnes, you have a great platform with all the smoke. You have done an incredible job on TV, right? You've had a successful NBA career as a role player, and then as a TV person, and as far as making content with all the smoke with you and Stack 5, y'all done an awesome job. But for some reason, your name gets out there when it comes to these reckless allegations. Now, whether she's right, whether she's telling the truth, there's some truth behind every report. Now, with her making that post, that may have been an emotional decision. We don't know the truth. But I'm just hypothetically saying that it may have happened because this could teach the men, especially younger dudes, what not to do and what to avoid. We have to do a better job of really being cautious with what women we involve ourselves with and who we have babies with. Because a lot of y'all are having a reckless time, having a great time, right? Having sexual encounters with a plethora amount of women, and then having babies with them, not protecting yourself, and then getting caught up in money's eating your life with child support, alimony, allegations, all these different things that I constantly see athletes get themselves involved with. And gentlemen, this is a frustrating topic because I see this often. Me being a former athlete. You have to protect the brand, fellas. Protect your name. Your legacy is everything. Choosing the wrong partner will result to somebody ruining your legacy. Having a reckless lifestyle will result to your legacy being ruined. I know this is an unpopular topic, but this is the absolute truth, fellas. So when you reach a certain status, be cautious because these women are after you. These women, you have a target on your back. These women are going to try to ruin your life. So be extremely cautious with how you move. You are a public figure, or you're about to become a public figure, so you got to be mindful of the decisions you make. Now, I love beautiful women just like the rest of y'all. I get it. But you got to be cautious and make smarter decisions. So you don't avoid the baby mama drama. You avoid false allegations. You avoid all these different things because of reckless behavior. Now, when you're already a public figure, people are going to try to come after you. They're going to try to ruin your reputation. One wrong woman could ruin your whole life, fellas. So we have to be cautious. Please be mindful of the decisions you make when it comes to picking the wrong person. I know this is one of those videos like, oh my God, she's talking about this stuff again. But this is the absolute truth. I constantly see these athletes making these mistakes. I get it. But at the same time, you got to be cautious. We have to practice sexual discipline a lot better, fellas. Because the better we practice it, the more power we have. And the more power we have, the less likely these situations will happen. But we constantly get in these situations because of reckless behavior. Fellas, we got to do better. I want you to learn from this Matt Barnes situation. I want you to learn from all these other athletes that got themselves in these situations. Now, I get it. Back then, again, these guys are in their 40s. So they didn't have a playbook of how to maneuver. But you were probably told of how to control your sexual behavior. And the fact that, based off the allegations, Matt Barnes, you cheated on your wife with 8 or 9 different women. And she tagged them all. So if this is true, that is completely reckless because you have to protect your brand. This lady is pregnant. So for her to be pregnant and then you acting in this manner is reckless. You got to protect your brand. You got to protect your family. The thing is, fellas, you out here embarrassing your family name. You got to learn to protect the brand, fellas. Gentlemen, if you find any value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And gentlemen, if you feel stuck and unmotivated, hit the link in the description box for a one-on-one consultation with me. And my goal is to help you become the best version of yourself. Also, gentlemen, click the link in the description box so you can get a dose of my Patreon. This is exclusive content that you're not going to get from any other platform. Peace from Jay the Professor.